Question. Rick Pitino
$3?
said something fairly controversial this weekend. In fact, we've got a graphic of it. Woody, take a look at what Rick Pitino said.
Okay.
All right?
Can I see it?
Yes, you can. He said, Louisville head coach, I had 6 young men commit to me out of high school that did not go to college. They went to the pros. I'm very much for that because they didn't want college. They wanted to go to the NBA. And if they go to the developmental league, that's fine with them. But the 6-7-month education, online classes, second semester, I don't know what that does for a young person. Really? I'm shocked to hear Pitino say that. I really am. And you know what I wonder? I wonder if he's taken a little shot at his rival John Calipari here.
Well, that was the first thing he was doing was saying bad things about Kentucky.
Yeah.
But I agree with him totally.
You do?
Yeah.
You think if people want to just begin their professional career, they can do it when they want?
Sure. If they're in the 11th grade, do it. If you want to leave high school. It's been this way since...
Well, it's their right, that's for sure.
It's been this way since 2006. And I don't think it's working. You're just forcing young people, and I'm putting people in there because women, I just saw one of the best women college players is leaving after her junior year. So it's not just totally young men who are leaving prematurely or early. I don't think that, I believe that the exposure to college, even if you don't go to classes and just being on campus, is good for you. But I also believe that in America, if you want to go play in the NBA after your senior year in high school, go play in the NBA. I mean, what are we really doing having them play for 1 year?
Well, all right, I'm going to take the other side of that, Woody.
The game is kind of garbage anyway. It's not a very good quality game anymore.
Well, I've said this before. Number one, I think the best years of a young person's life are spent in high school and college. They learn how to deal with the world in college. They learn how to do their laundry, how to get their meals for themselves,
really?
how to develop interpersonal relationships. Yeah, how to live on their own in college. They're not totally untethered because the parents are still keeping in touch, but they are somewhat untethered and they learn how to navigate life. I think at least 1 year, I'd prefer at least 2 years in college. I think that should be the rule. But again, there's restraint of trade. You can't keep somebody from going on and get a job when they want to go and get a job. I get that. But here's something else. They're young people, Woody, and the electricity in their brain isn't totally connected. So they're not always dealing with the best logic, the most sense. And sometimes you have to force a young person to do what's best for them because they don't really know what's best for them. And I think going to college for at least a year or two is best for them.
I've known you probably 30 years.
Yeah.
Would that be fair? I not once ever heard you say, baseball players should go to college for a couple of years.
I do think they should as well. I don't think it's smart of them to turn pro.
But why was nobody ever saying, oh, baseball players are coming out of high school, they're being drafted?
You know why? Because once they leave high school, they go off to some remote minor league outpost, and we don't even hear about them. In basketball, we see them on TV twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. So they're at the forefront of our consciousness. That's why we talk about them more than we do minor league baseball players.
Okay, but let me bring this up to you. The third player that's going to be picked overall is playing in China.
Yeah.
And he's not Chinese. He is an American who was going to go to SMU. There are ways to get around the rules that you want to impose. So if a young man doesn't want to go to college, he can go to China or he can go to Turkey or he can go to somewhere in Europe and play. I just don't think, what you're sitting there living in some
I know, it's idyllic. Idyllic. I get that.
Oh, surreal world.
I get it.
Oh, when I went off to college, my mother showed me how to wash my clothes, my laundry, for the first time. You know what I did? I washed them once. Everything was gray. I threw it all away. For the next 4 years, I didn't wear underwear or socks. And I was fine. I learned how to not wear clothing. I still don't know how to do laundry.
Please tell me you're wearing underwear and socks.
I don't know the difference between
now.
a washer and a dryer. Am I wearing socks? I'm wearing socks.
I don't want to hear about the underwear.